Hey guys, welcome back. This is Joe's Architect, and today we are going to be removing our refined storage system and replacing it with applied Energistics. So, I hope you guys are ready. So today, since we do have our power kind of set up, there is a few things that I do need. Eventually we'll get to some EMC type based stuff, which will allow us to automate a few of these machines a little bit better. I have it turned off right now. The Nether Star generator, we just have to get that set up fully. And the Halitosis generator is the main one that needs to be really set up. But I did go ahead and clear this out. Went ahead and got that and just made sure all my wood looks the same. And it looks really good from up top. Like even if you come up here, you can see down. And you can actually see down into this rainbow generator when it's actually running. It looks really good. I do know it's not in the center of the room. I will fix that. It will actually be directly below this, but it does look really good, and it does fit very well. But like I said, we're going to be replacing our refined storage system here, over here, there we go. Replace our refined storage system, and we're going to be replacing this with some good old-fashioned applied Energistics. Mainly because, honestly, the auto-crafting situation for refined storage is not the best for servers. I've been running servers now for quite a while, and let's just say that refined storage in packs is my worst enemy. It is a great mod. I love it. Perfect for single player. Not so good for multiplayer servers just because of the immense amount of TPS lag that it creates when doing auto crafting and stuff like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap everything from these drives, hopefully, into some 64K drives that we have, and then we're going to continue to use Applied Energistics. This will become our Applied Energistics room, and this room is going to look pretty good once we get done with it. But what we're going to need is to pop in here and make a few things. One is going to be an Induction Smelter. You're like, why are you making an Induction Smelter? Well, we're going to need an Induction Smelter today, mainly because that's how you actually make the, what are they called, the cast for Applied Energistics. So that's why we're going to be making this, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and get some cables, get some copper stuff going on, a little bit of redstone cables, a lovely machine frame, of course, and we can get started with this. So let's pop in here. There we go. What are we missing? We're missing just the machine frame. All right, there we go. Machine frame done. The induction smelter complete. All right. So with the induction smelter, I'm just going to pop this right here. We're going to take a trip down to our power room. My battery is in here. Let's see. I was going to hook this up in a different way. Let's pop back up here. Let's take a look. Did this get any power? No, it didn't. Let's see. Guess we can do a GPS. We'll grab one of those. I do need an easier way of getting these GPSs on these blocks, other than me breaking these and going down here, because I do have these down here providing power to everything. So that's how I have my power routed as of right now. Oh man, he fell in lava. That's no good. All right, so this should be getting power now. That's looking good. All right, so let's start getting into Applied Energistics. So to get into Applied Energistics, you need inscribers. Yes, we need inscribers, which means we're going to need some flux crystals, which we might actually have. Some fluix. Fluix. Let's actually take a look in our storage chests. Fluix. I thought we had some. Maybe we don't. I thought we might have gotten like some kind of something like that, but I guess not. I do want to grab my Applied Energistics stuff if I do have it. Let's see. We'll do this. There we go. There's our... So we have 8 64Ks. That's crazy. Certus quartz. I'll take the dust. Oh, that reminds me. We are going to need some quartz. And we're going to have to grind some quartz up. Might as well get that started while we're here. So regular quartz is all we need for that. And I will take a few stacks. Let's do 4 stacks. That should be enough. And we'll just throw that over here. And I'll get that all processed up. And that should spit that out on this side. And let's actually put our vibrant capacitor over here. Oh, I forgot. Oh, this is our output. We don't want that happening. We want our input to be over here. I forgot about that. And we'll swap this for this. Right? Octatic. Octatic. We need fuel. Let's take a stack of coal blocks again. Eventually we'll get this powered up with Flux Networks. I haven't actually done this yet. So that's what I'm working on now. Hopefully that will be enough power. Look at it stutter like that. That is hilarious. But yeah, this should work as we go. Alright, so let's head back and we'll start working on a few things. So the flux. We're gonna need quartz, right? Quartz. We should have quartz in here. So I'll just grab one of those. We're also gonna need redstone. And we're gonna need charged Certus quartz. Which I'm surprised we don't have that much charged Certus quartz. We do have a few pieces of Certus quartz. I think we get Certus quartz. Don't we get this from sieving? Right? Sieving, compressed dust. We should totally have quartz. Why do we not have quartz? Alright. Charged Certus quartz. We should get charged Certus quartz from dust as well. What is going on? This should... Did I have it voided off? Let's check. I don't think so. So inside here, what goes in our trash can? Yeah. Certus quartz definitely doesn't go in our trash can. Alright, let's turn sand, or let's turn dust on, and we'll get dust processing. For some reason, that should have been in our system, because I'm pretty sure I've worked on dust for quite a while. Yeah, look at the charged Certus quartz right there. There should be 4 charged Certus quartz now. Uh-oh. Something's going on here. Something is deleting our items. Right? So in here, we do have this trash channel on the same channel. And it does have a higher priority. You know what? I'm gonna close this channel for right now. It's gonna be inactive. Redstone mode off to activate. On to activate. So it's off. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that off because that tells me that it's sending items into our trash. So yeah, that's not good. There's our charged Certus showing up. Alright, so yeah, that's something to do with that not working like it's supposed to. Sometimes I've had a lot of issues with that mod sometimes. Anyways, now that we've had that issue, I think we can go ahead and take charged Certus anyways. We can make one of these guys, but we of course need to make some of this. So let's get some water. I do need to recreate a infinite water source. The one I had placed, well, let's just say that it was turning into ice. So there we go. Now we have an infinite... Plus I can place it in here, actually. So, let's throw some redstone in there. Let's throw our charged Certus in there. Right? And then we also need our nether quartz. Alright, so we got the flux that we need. Did that float? Must be part of the real items, I guess. It floats on the water. Alright, so that should have got us, yeah, a couple of flux crystals. Alright, and we'll get some automation going. I'll grab some item conduits. We'll get some filters. Some good old-fashioned filters. I want to make a couple hoppers here. We'll get a basic filter for that. And a couple chests. Alright, so what we're going to do is get a charger. Good old-fashioned charger. And that will be our first step at setting up some automation for all this. So I'm going to have to get another GPS. These are temporary, by the way, these GPS markers. These are going to be what I'm just going to use to power these for right now. There we go. And I'm going to throw that in there. That should power everything up. Right? There we go. Alright, so that should technically have power. That means I can throw a Certus Quartz Crystal in here. Will that power it? That is the question. I might have to use another power source, which could get me into Flux Networks, which was going to be another topic for today's video. So Flux Networks, we're going to need a little bit of redstone, and I'm also going to need something else. So let's get some redstone, some flint and steel, just like that. We're going to do this real quick over here. Light this on fire. Throw the whole stack in there. That whole stack in there. Pick up our flux. Perfect. Now, I should be able to make flux networks so quick. Right? So I need some flux blocks, which means I just need some Eyes Vendor, which I should technically already have. And I just need some obsidian. Right? So I'll make a couple of those. That should be enough to get me started. I'm going to need a plug. Should be a flux block. Right? I should have enough for flux blocks, right? Oh wait, I need more flux. So redstone. So let's just repeat. There we go. And that gets us more flux. Right? I don't know where my other stack went. Oh, there it is. Well, let's say, I'm pretty sure I did 2 stacks. Alright. So back to the flux. Let's go ahead and make ourselves a flux plug. I'm going to need a flux block. 2 of those. Because I'm going to make a flux plug and a flux point. Alright, so our plug is going to pop down here. And this is going to be like our first step. So I'm going to create my first network. I'm going to leave it Chosen Architects network. Get a random color in here. That'll work. Let's create it, private, and that should be good. Alright, so this should technically pull power. I just want to make sure this is set to output. That should technically output power. Well, kind of unlimited. I don't have it fully set up for unlimited yet. And then we're just going to use this just to get power going to this bad boy. Alright, we'll set this to that. And that should now output power, right? I hope. That should be configured to output power. Certus Quartz Crystal. I don't see it working, which is kind of sad. Oh well, we may just completely skip this because we have a way of getting charged Certus anyways. It's so hard sometimes. Like, that should technically work. That should be getting power, unless this is configured to only accept power from the power converter, or the energy acceptor, which would not be cool. So, at this point we have a bunch of charged, so let's go ahead and get more of that. Quartz, redstone. Alright, that should be all we need over here. Quartz, redstone, charged Certus. And our quartz is going away. Right? There it goes. Let's pop back in. Our quartz wants to run away for some reason. Now this should convert. There we go. Perfect. So now we should have a bunch of that. That should let us hopefully get this system set up. Perfect. Alright, so back to doing this. Back to Applied Energistics. So, to get the Inscriber going, we're going to actually need the presses. Now, you can make presses with the Certus Quartz crystals, but it's going to require pure Certus Quartz, which would kind of be a mess. So what we can do is actually make them inside the induction smelter. One is a block of Invar and a piece of Certus. So let's take a look. I think each one is going to require a block of Invar. So I don't think we have enough Invar, do we? Yeah, we do. So we need 4 of them, I do believe. I think we're going to need some silicon. Let's take a look at what a block of Invar is used for, because I think it shows each one in the induction smelter. So diamond, Certus quartz crystal, gold, silicon of any type. Alright, so gold should definitely work. So gold, diamond, so many diamonds. The silicon's fine, and we need quartz. Alright, let's get a quartz, and that should be good. Right? That should be perfect. Alright, so let's pop into our induction smelter, and we're going to make each one of those. Let's turn that off. Get the diamond in there. And that should process that real quick. I guess we have a visitor. Oh, Juggernaut's here. Nice. Yeah, so there's that one. We need one of those, which should get us, hopefully, a silicon. I think. Maybe it should work. It may be a recipe conflict or something. That will give us the press for that. It shows that it will work. Maybe we'll have to use the Indria one. We'll try with this type. That one works. For some reason, this one doesn't work. The actual one from Applied Energistics does not work. That's weird. Alright, and then we're going to need one of these. So we're getting somewhere. We're going to get an Applied Energistics setup going today. Definitely going to do that. So we have the diamond calculation that we need gold. Yes, okay. I was about to say, that should work. Alright. Oh, did we get... Oh, we got some advanced subscribers. Gifts. From Juggernaut. Thank you, Juggernaut. Yeah, these are also the upgrades to what we're about to be making. I'll get to show those off. I won't have to actually make them, because I was given them, which is actually really nice. But yeah, these are the upgraded versions of a normal Inscriber, which I'll talk about those in a little bit, which will allow for easy automation later on. Alright, so our last bit is done. So let's pop in here. Go back to Applied Energistics. Let's actually make an Inscriber to begin with. So I'm pretty sure I have some pistons, so let's make some sticky pistons. And let's just go ahead and make an Inscriber. Now the Inscriber is going to need power, but it should just require normal power. So, and there's a crystal growth accelerator. Nice. This is also another upgrade from AE2 stuff, which is a really nice mod. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this done. And I'm going to show you how to just basically automate this before getting into that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up here. And that's where we're going to have some item conduits. So we'll take the item conduits, do a couple chests, and filters. I don't really know if you need to do filters, but we'll figure that out as we go. Alright, so... Oh, we just got some silicon chickens. He is providing us with all kinds of good stuff. He really wants us to get Applied Energistics. I've been really needing to do that. A lot of people have been converting their stuff over, and this will actually help a lot of those people who have been asking how to do that. People have only used refined storage, so getting Applied Energistics set up is actually pretty easy in itself. So let's place a couple chests. I guess I can do it like this, and then break this one. There we go. And yeah, we're gonna get this set up. So inside here, let's start off with our silicon. You put the press up here, you put the silicon in there, and it needs a little bit of power. So I think our point should work. Our point should work, unless it just doesn't work anymore with this stuff. Right? That should give that some power. I don't know why it's not. I could try, maybe it's just not getting it directly. Maybe I could try giving it a power conduit. And then connecting the power conduit to that. Will that work? Insert. Extract. Always active. It's not giving any power. I feel like something is not working over here. Ow. We got power. Please oh, we never selected our network. Wow. That's why it's not working. I'm sure you guys are like screaming. Now we're getting power, so that technically this should connect directly to it. Derp. Oh man, the derpy things that I do. That should now be connected. And as you can see, this works. So we should be able to put the silicon. I don't think it feeds from the face, or feeds from there. We can extract from the face. I think this needs to go into the side. I just have to kind of remember where exactly certain things go. And for this case, I'm going to leave that there. This may be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to show you what this is. What we're going to do. We're going to do channels. This will kind of show you a little bit how extra item conduits work as well. So up here, we're going to do extract on green, always active. Insert on green. That's going to feed that there. Then we're going to have extract from the face on brown, always active. And that's going to go into the brown channel on insert. And that should have this thing basically automated. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what we can do now is say, all right, this is just making printed silicon. Well, we have it up here. If we want to swap this and we want to do something else, you just put a different inscriber in here, and you can throw gold or whatever in. But we were given the advanced inscribers. The advanced inscriber is my favorite thing, because you take one inscriber, you use the engineer processor, which, by the way, you can get pretty easy, like this, which we don't even have to worry about automating anymore. If you want to automate the other way, you can. You can actually insert into the back, and you can place, or insert into the bottom, and you can place your different materials, your redstone into the bottom and stuff like that. It works similar to that. But we're going to do this guy. So let's get a point. Let's make a point real quick. There we go. We'll power this guy from the back. And there we go. And this should have some power. Now, with this, we can do a calculation or logic. I'm going to do logic because we need a bunch of them. Grab a stack of gold. And this guy is really nice because you can actually put the whole stack here. And that is very, very helpful. And as you can see, it works just like this. And you can automate this. You can see this right here is locked, can't be removed with automation. So you can actually automate your whole setup basically with one inscriber, which is really cool. You can also lock recipes down here too. So if you want to have this set up to only do certain things, you can do that, which I think is awesome. So yeah, this is also another way to get these made. Now, he gave me a bunch of these, which I'm probably going to use. I'm going to use them all right now and show you just to kind of fast track us getting to this point. Let's go ahead and we'll sub these out for this. And I'll put this on here. And that'll automatically be outputting all the power to this. And we're not going to use this one for right now. As you can see, it says sleeping for some reason. But all of these should connect to these. I don't know why they're not connecting. Does Ender.io have an issue with that? Let's get our Yeta wrench. We might be able to force the connection. Sometimes you can do that. You can force the connection. It's not wanting to work. That's not good. Ender.io is not working for this. Okay, so if that's not the case, points. That will be what we'll have to do. That works for me. Because these things do need power. I just don't know why Ender.io... I guess Ender.io is not doesn't work with them. Which leads me to believe that item conduits might have an issue working with them. It could be a thing. So let's throw all these in here. This one we're going to use for actual processing purposes. We already have a regular inscriber set up for silicon. So you can see right here. So what we need to do is take this, place silicon here, redstone in this slot. And then for things like this, we can throw that up here. And you can see that is going to process, and that'll get some other things going. Let's get some diamonds. And then we're also going to need Certus quartz. But not any type of Certus quartz. We're going to need something that's done inside of a growth chamber, which you can technically make this pretty easy. All you need is the crystal growth accelerators, which you need some quartz glass, which is why I grounded up some quartz. And this thing just uses those that you would have to make anyways. And it gives you this, so you don't have to set up the normal crystal growth accelerator, which you could thank Juggernaut for. He actually made this really easy for us. All right, so I want to place this guy over here because we don't need to, we won't have to use that too much, but you can see it will power on when it is being used. So let's get some Certus quartz. Or quartz, if I can spell. We're going to take some Certus quartz here. And we have to grind this down. We have to grind this down just a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that. That should be pretty quick. We won't need too much of this either. Alright, let's throw that in there. And we've basically got this whole thing set up. Now, let's get some sand. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some Certus quartz here. We're going to take this. I'm guessing we'll take the sand, apply it with some Certus quartz, or we'll get some Certus quartz seeds. And that's what we're going to use to make some the pure Certus quartz crystals. And we'll put that inside this chamber. Now this will grow them for us. And it'll actually grow it pretty fast, which is really nice. As you can see, this thing kicks on and starts working just like the normal growth accelerator does. Yeah, we got all this stuff working for us, which is really nice. Let's throw that in there. We have more of those. Throw some diamonds in here. And this is where we need these, which we'll get those in a little bit. Throw this. We got more logic processors happening. All this stuff is really good, but we can do speed upgrades, I think. All right, applied Energistics. Speed? Is it not called speed? Acceleration? I think it's acceleration. By the way, if you want to get rid of these facades, you can do minus facades, and it will remove the facades from your list. Yes, acceleration cards. They require calculation processors, which technically we're working on right now. And we now have pure Certus. Perfect. So that didn't take very long. And what we're going to do is throw those in here, and that should get us making some other ones. So we're getting very close, very, very close to having everything we need, right? Very close. Let's go ahead and throw those in there, get those processing, and we'll throw those in here, right? All right, so to get a grid, here's the fun part. So to get everything set up, we don't need a controller or anything, but we do need a drive, which we're going to require. It's going to require some of this, and let's go ahead and make some quartz cables. And then we can actually make, let's see, the actual Emmy cables themselves, which is going to be very useful later on. Keep that on us. We're going to need a Emmy Drive. So we'll work on that in a minute. With the Emmy Drive, we're also going to need drives, which you already have 64K drives, so I'm not worried about that. I think we're going to need an energy acceptor. I do believe. If you don't have a controller, you're going to need an energy acceptor. A controller is actually going to be kind of expensive. Let me see. Where's our controller at? The controller, the Emmy controller itself. If you don't have one of those, you are going to need an energy acceptor. But as you see, it requires pure Fluix. It's also going to require Skystone. So I just recommend making this thing. Which will make it a little bit easier to get power to your system. All right, let's go back to the energy acceptor. We need to make quartz glass. We're going to need a bit of this. So I should have just made a stack, but that'll work. All right, energy acceptor. Done. That'll get power to our system. We're going to need an Emmy Drive. We'll work on that in a second. What else are we going to need? We're going to need ourselves a crafting grid. Right here, crafting terminal. Which will require a calculation processor, but we can already go ahead and get this. We have a logic processor. We need to make formation cores, and we need to make our plane, an illuminated panel. Let's go ahead and make that. We're going to need a formation. What are we missing? Oh, we're missing dust. Yeah, we need dust from Certus. Good old Certus dust, which we do have. There we go. So let's head on over here. And we'll get that worked up. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and get these processed. And that should be good. Perfect. Back to making this. Okay. So, formation core. Oh, we need Fluix. Fluix. We need this, by the way. We need a little bit of dust from that. So, I'll go ahead and jump over here. Throw that in here. That should process pretty fast. Right? We should get some Fluix dust going. And now we should be able to make that. Alright, let's make our formation core. And then we're going to need a annihilation core. And then we should be able to make this. So there's our Emmy terminal. That's minus the crafting table. So let's go ahead and make a actual crafting table. There we go. And all we need now is a calculation processor. Just one. Just one and we should be good, right? So let's just go ahead over here and we'll make one of those because I know I have them processed. Let's throw that in here. That's 2 of those. That'll be enough for our drive. And then we have all that silicon going in here. All is well. It doesn't look like the applied Energistics silicon is actually working. Is it? It's being very weird, finicky. And there's that. Perfect. Okay. So, now that we have that, all we need is a crafting monitor. Now we have our crafting terminal. And we're going to have to actually get a drive. So, the Emmy Drive is very simple. And now we have that. So technically all you need is an Emmy Drive, Emmy crafting terminal, and some way to give your setup power. So let's go ahead and do that. We will set the Emmy Drive, some way of accepting power. So much like that. And we're going to need this with a terminal on it. Like so. And technically this is a network. And we're going to have to get some drives in here. So let's get some drives going. All right. Let's see. 64K. 64K storage cells. That's what we're going to need, right? And we need housings so we can make them like this. And that should give us 8 of those. Just like that. Or we could have probably made the 64Ks. I don't know if you can go any further than that with refined storage. But technically, this is an entire thing of 64Ks. There's 8 of them here. And that all came from loot bags. As you can see, it's not powered right now because we don't have power, so let's get a point. We'll just make that real quick. Throw a point on there. And that should technically give us some power right there. And there we go. Now we start storing items. So with my limited amount of testing that I have been doing, just kind of, dabbling around, trying to figure out what the best way was to pull items out of the refined storage and put it into here. There's not a great way of doing it. So I'm probably going to end up just going about doing it manually, I guess. That's going to take a lot of time. I know it's going to be painful, but it's got to be done. Like, I don't know any other way of doing it. Did this just go black for a minute? It's weird. But yeah, I just don't know. Like, I'm going to have to literally pull out all these items from here, one at a time, basically, because I don't know if, like, let's see, let's do... I don't want to break one of my discs and, like, lose all my items. That would be horrible. Let's see, the disk manipulator. I don't think this works with applied energistics. This thing would technically take one of these discs. Will these discs actually go in here? No. So yeah, you can't actually use that disk manipulator. I think there's disk. There's not one for this either. There used to be like a disk management thing that you could use, but I don't even see that anymore with applied energistics. So yeah, I'm literally just stuck doing it this way, which I mean, I'm okay with. Let's see. I can just do this. I am running out of power every now and then. Which is kind of weird. Am I just running out of power with my network? I guess I am. I'm just running out of power entirely. I'll take all these off because I don't technically need these running right now. Power is going to be something that we're going to definitely work on soon. I do have the rainbow generator, but it produces way more power than I need to be doing. And yeah, this is broken right now, so it's dumping items on the ground. I know, that's a mess. I'm about to fix that. Let me get an importer real quick from this mod. I need an import bus, and I need Emmy cables. Right, so import bus on this chest, and cables. That should start draining these items, right? I think. Wait, no. What is this doing? Whoa, I'm just getting a bunch of redstone, basically. So yes, this is pulling. I don't have acceleration cards yet. I need this set to keep standard search, JEI synchronized. I don't think I can make acceleration cards yet, can I? Can I make acceleration cards over here? I can. Let's do that. Make 2 acceleration cards. We'll throw that on here so our items aren't just spewing on the ground. That's way fast. That's totally fast enough. That's the thing with this mod. It is totally worth getting some acceleration stuff going on. It makes it a lot easier. Yeah, this is going to be a mess cleaning up. Oh, man. That's because I have all that coal on me. Alright, I'll head back over here. I'm going to slowly but surely get all these items placed in. It doesn't like me putting a bunch of items in at once. For some reason, it doesn't like that. I think it's because I just don't have enough power at the moment. That could be it. I don't know. No idea yet. But I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to try and get most of my items put in, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So I'm officially exporting my last few things, which is just the cake. The cake does one item at a time, so I figured I'd just hook up a Emmy interface with an exporter and get max speed upgrades on this bad boy. And we pretty much have everything stored inside here. Now, We do have a couple of items that kind of get mixed around in here, but and I went ahead and made 2 more 64K storage cells. And yeah, this thing is completely full. So everything from our simple drives, from our 64K drives and 16Ks, you can tell that refined storage definitely stores, I guess, more individual items versus this, of course, because this doesn't store individual items in the same way as everything else. I do notice that some things are kind of getting changed around, which is kind of weird. Sometimes these are opening up. I don't know what this is doing, but doing something weird. But anyways, this is all working out for us, and I think that this thing is completely empty now. Perfect. So now we can completely take this apart. Look at this. Completely take this all apart. We no longer need any more of this refined storage stuff. I am going to also take this down because we are going to find better ways to automate that later. And yeah, I pretty much have this really simple, clean setup here. Get rid of the controller as well. And this is about it. This should store most of this. By the way, these storage cards I am going to keep, but these patterns I'm not going to keep. So anything that's a pattern, like this, needs to go. I don't want to put patterns in here from a mod that is not going to be used. So, all of that's done. Even our wireless setup is gone. Now, the wireless setup for the terminal, there also is a wireless setup for this, which requires a wireless terminal, but there is a wireless crafting. Let's see. There should be a, I guess that is the terminal. This right here, the wireless terminal, this should, let's see. Yeah, this you need a wireless receiver with a wireless access point. It's not that difficult to get this stuff. Let's pop back over here. I think because we are in JEI synchronized, every time we pull out of here, it messes things up. Yeah, we should be able to craft this. Let's put this in JEI keep, I guess. Craft that. That's a wireless access point. And then we actually need a terminal. But I'm pretty sure there's a crafter terminal. Let's see. Yes. It's this thing, the wireless crafting terminal, which is not actually a part of Applied Energistics, it's an add-on mod. And this requires the wireless terminal, which requires these dense cells, which we'll work on eventually. We're not working on it right now. But I just wanted to let you guys know that you can do this. And look at this small setup now. We have this nice little small thing going here. By the way, items are getting put still into this chest. They're just being imported directly into our system, going directly into our drives. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode as we moved on from refined storage to what I consider better for the server, better for automation, better in all respects. Applied Energistics 2. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and as always, thanks for watching.